Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears Esports 4 Regional, live from London. Toby Campbell, joined with Callum this time around. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm great, buddy, man. It's just sitting around watching and listening to you two cast on the Cryptic Supremacy game. It was a great game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game of that. We predicted that Supremacy were going to take it, 2-0, but didn't think it would be that comfortable.
Right.
Deflated, I think it's safe to say.
In the end, yeah, definitely.
My oh my was the one team. And I think Supremacy are definitely looking the best in form out of the, the top three. I think we were touching upon that right just now.
Yeah.
Era and Fable, if that came to fruition, Fable could have had some problems. Era could have had some problems there as well against the two teams, right? They're not looking as good as they should be in this first day.
No, they're not. It's fair to say. I was speaking to Jack actually just before we've come live now, and he was saying that the reason that they actually lost their map was because due to a headset issue.
Okay, right.
Well, not a headset actual issue, but basically the mics were so sensitive.
Mic positioning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you moved it, like they're fantastic mics, but obviously if you move it a little bit away from your mouth, then you can't hear them. So that's the issue that they were having, and they was able to resolve that in the third map, and they was able to comfortably take it. So that's the reason that they had for that map. But yeah, like I was talking about earlier, I genuinely think that if Era were to come across Fable, if that was the genuine reason why they lost the map, then with how strong they came out in the third map, then
Very true, yeah.
I feel like that that Era would have actually taken that with how we've seen Fable play earlier today.
Yeah. Stimulate were getting very loud, very passionate. It was very intense, that last match that they played, Era. But yeah, I think that's a fair point, actually. They did come out strong in that final map. Talk about emotions with that team, and they definitely brought it back on that note. But here's the picks and bans in the match we're about to watch. Ban coming out, first of all, from Most Wanted, as I mentioned earlier. Formerly HLH, for those unaware who this roster is. Lift ban coming in from Prismatic. Get rid of those, and it's very simple. Actually, the three most popular maps on the game, arguably for Gears Esports. Reclaimed pick from Most Wanted, Foundation pick from Prismatic, and if we need it, Damn is the final map, Callum. I mean, I'm not too sure who to give this one to, prediction-wise. I usually have some kind of inclination, but I'm not sure which way to go here. I mean, the map's loading up on Reclaimed. Do you have any thoughts going into this one?
Well, there's been a late team change, obviously, for MW. They've had to replace who many saw as the leader, basically the heart of the team sort of thing in Syntax, and they've replaced him with Danny Cruiser. Now, Danny Cruiser is your all-out slayer. He's your go-to guy. If you're in a little bit of trouble, he's going to be the one who you're going to need to bail you out. But I am a fan of Justice. He says that he's been playing the best Gears that he's played, like ever. He genuinely believes he's playing the best Gears that he's played. So I just want to see if he's able to bring it to the table. He's saying he wants some camera action, so I feel like it justify if we start off, well, depending on where he plays, of course, if we were able to start off with watching him. But with the actual win, I think I see going towards MW.
Here's the thing, right? Usually I would be like, okay, Most Wanted, they should be the team to win out this one. But that Syntax issue, who's the in-game leader, I think that could, cause a bit of havoc. Yes, Notorious Gal, of course, and Vicious, as he's known, is an amazing slayer. Should give them the edge, but I'm not really counting out this Prismatic squad just yet. As you can tell, they're a bit of away from one player on our camera, and as such, the pause does finally come through. A bit of a tech issue, it seems like, going into this last game. It is the last game of that, actually, of the stream this evening, folks. And yeah, to be honest, as I've formulated my thoughts, I'd probably give it to Most Wanted. Perhaps I've not give Danny Cruiser, aka Vicious, enough respect there. I think, perhaps he could be kind of like your flanks, if you will, from earlier, where he really does make a big difference in the slaying department and kind of like tip the balance in each map.
No, yeah, absolutely. So that's just what he is. So you've just run through the team of MW. So you've got Bozo, he's a great individual shotgunner, he's a great team player. Godfex, he's like the superstar of the team, if you will. From what I was able to gather anyway, he's just like the young blood, just, you know what I mean,
he's
just going around.
With Error as well recently, isn't
exactly,
he?
Yeah, so he's no slack. And then you've got Saki, I know he's consistent. That's literally what he brings, consistency to this team. And then you've got Jay, you've got your old head, if you will, your daddy of the team. You know what I mean? He's your backbone. He's the guy, if you're struggling, he's the guy you look towards for some guidance sort of thing. So that's what I'm expecting. That's what I expect from Jay. And then, yeah, like we touch on Danny Cruz, aka the notorious Gal. He's just going to be. I don't expect subtlety from from him at all. There's nothing that I just expect raw plays. That's what all I expect from the notorious Gal.
Raw passion, of course. We are loading up Reclaimed in just a second, folks. So we're counting down. King Ruben, Kalyan, Red9, Justice, and D Dancer are on the opposing side of Prismatic. Fairly new roster in terms of the full five.
Yeah.
But players, you know, sure you recognise Callum. Some very good players indeed. Kalyan especially. In recent events, he's really, you know, shown himself as to be a very good player himself. D Dancer, very experienced, Red9. Similar story as with Kalyan, just as King Ruben. They are some good players, you know, to sniff at. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'd give MW the edge, you know, considering Vicious now being picked up by the squad.
Oh no, absolutely, yes. And that's exactly where I expect the edge to go. So I am expecting a comfortable 2-0. And as we say, we're talking about Danny Cruz, the notorious Gal, being just no subtlety. What's he do? First thing he does, runs in there, gets first blood.
Yeah, exactly. I think you do want them at the helm, as it were, in initials whenever possible. Sonky giving a little bit of a tea back here, first round bid. Very passionate indeed. Getting off to a flying start. Nice little double cap setup as you bring the overhead. 4 players positioned up top for Team Prismatic. How will they actually approach this push? Red9 go down, quick revives coming through. You kind of need them to open up some kills here. Jay has got a kill off screen down bottom, really applying the pressure on the hills here. C should be fully captured, but King Ruben has something to speak about here at the B hill. Very red back and forth Bozza, that shotgun coming in. Ruben does get one more kill before getting dropped to his knees. Saki has done a great job though, finalising that double. And I heard a massive scream. I wonder if that was Saki.
Yeah, that was Saki. See, for a little guy, he's got quite a boom coming out of him at times. But yeah, he's just letting Justice know, just letting him know what he feels and how he feels about him as a player. But so like you were saying, there was a good setup here. So he's a little bit scrappy now. 2 people have just fallen now for MW. So there's still a few dead for Prismatic, sorry. And yeah, here comes the push onto the B hill.
They do break that, but at what cost? Once again, Bozza just lurking around that C hill, really causing issues for, you know, perhaps you'd argue, inexperienced squad as a full 5 in the form of Prismatic. And I'd argue both of these teams kind of do the basics very well. I think more so towards MW, their experience together. And as such, I think it's whoever messes up on the basics more or does the basics better will come out on top consistently. I think this will be a bit more clear cut as to setups and how successful they are and how easy to defend and how difficult pushes actually are. A little bit of a triple cap blinking, but Godfex does win that 1v, the star of the show perhaps. We were discussing earlier.
Yeah, well, I expect big things from Godfex, and especially in this game. So I expect him to be able to cut loose a little bit more. I imagine he should be able to cut loose a little bit more. It's whether if his team allows him to cut loose a little bit more. If they want to just keep him contained a little bit, just not let him just savage out. But so there's a big lead built up now for MW, and so this is pretty much looking like the last push that Prismatic will be able to do this round.
Needs to be an effective one. Red9 takes big shots to the face, but King Ruben, as he rolls, does get dropped. And the B hill will be captured. Surely will be a most wanted round, and that'll be a very safe round, very comfortable round of that. I think it was the storyline for that round, right? It was back to basics. Who's going to win the most shot battles? Who's going to set up the best? And it definitely came down to most wanted doing that, right? Very even in kills. And I think you brought up a very good point there. Is whether Godfex is allowed to do you know, what he does best, that's being aggressive and that producing those star plays. Who is the in-game leader at this point? Because they've lost Syntax. Surely an in-game leader has not developed that quick within this most wanted squad. I think, judging from speaking with the players here at the event, Syntax was kind of chaotic. You could hear it on the stream, very intense, very in your face in terms of call-outs and instructions. Maybe Danny Cruiser could be that vocal player, you know, Notorious Gao. Unsure as to how that would affect things. Unsure as to whether he could do a strict IGL role. I look to the other players. I don't really see them being a strict voice. I think it could be very even in terms of leadership throughout throughout the team, really spread out. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not too sure just yet.
For me, it's a bad thing because obviously having someone call out something they're doing it, that's absolutely fine. But not having a setting game leader, it definitely does cause issues. Now, I wouldn't see Danny being the leader myself because, yeah, get me wrong, he's vocal and loud, but when it comes to actual comms and actually knowing what he's ordering his team around, that's not really where his strengths lie. His strengths more rely on actually his individual play. Now, to setting game leader, I imagine it's literally at the minute it's going down to whoever sees the best opportunity, whoever calls out.
Just goes for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sort of, because they haven't had enough time to get that set, get themselves down. And if it was Danny Cruz, like you suggested earlier, then it could cause a massive issue within the team. Like the one new guy coming in and not on the same wavelength as the rest of them.
That could be a big issue, for sure. And you have some vocal players on MW, right? You have very vocal players. At times, Bozza, I know he can, pipe up a little bit. Saki, as we mentioned earlier, the boom in his voice. Jay can be very opinionated at times as to how he thinks the game should be played out. But currently, MW, they have full control of this map. Every shot battle seems to be going their way. Prismatic don't really have an answer for that. There's Godflex finalising the kill once again. His team getting very loud here in the back, and a simple 2 rounds so far. You can tell from their faces they are very, very happy.
Yes.
Playing that right now.
Yeah, they're definitely enjoying themselves. It's obviously, even though, as we mentioned last round, how close the kills were, if you just bring up the feed again and you can actually see how close they actually are. So they're that close, but the rounds have been nowhere near. So this is literally now, it's not an issue with Justice and co. Their trouble isn't actually the kills. The trouble is actually getting control. So they can get the kills, that's fine, but it's where they're getting the kills, when they're getting the kills. Because, yeah, you can get a load of kills, but get them in absolutely useless situations, and you're getting no control. You're not building anything from it. At the end of the day, it's not a team deathmatch. This is an objective-based game type. And you could have less kills and win the game 7-0. That's no problem. As long as you win, you win.
As I was referring to earlier, I think the B-Hill setup is going to be a bit more predictable as to how it influences things here. And with these snipers placed down now by Prismatic, I think that could really, throw a cog in the works for this side of MW. They can't really lantern as much if the sniper's just holding on to them, or aiming on their heads the whole time. And actually, it's Prismatic that takes the initiative here. They push in, they get the first kill in the form of Bozza from Redheim. Callion finds Saki. So very good start so far. Just need to finalize Godfax. Yep, they do. Jay left all his lonesome down bottom. Should get angled out. Shouldn't expect Justice to get dropped. And yep, this is textbook so far. As perhaps Notorious Gal had Sniper tip to Apples. Didn't really do much, did he?
No, he didn't. I don't think he got a shot off at all with it. And say, scrambling now for the hill, but they're not.
There we go.
They're not going to be able to get there. And maybe you could also say you put the sniper down as a bait sort of thing. So
yeah, very true.
You've got Danny Cruz, who, yeah, like we've already mentioned many times, he's awesome with shotgun. Look, he's got 8 kills already, and that's pretty much just shotgun alone. No caps, no decabs. He's just got one thing on his mind, and that's just murdering people.
Let them rip. Very true, actually, what you mentioned earlier. His comms aren't that consistent. He's loud, he's passionate, which I thought maybe could come through as an IGL if there's a lack of comms overall. But it just seems like the team is just allowing him to let rip right now. Letting that raw skill shine through and give them the edge in the team fights. Incense placed up top could go for a quick pickup. Usually there's smokes, but with the sniper there, that could cause some havoc, some confusion in the MW camp. So curious to see actually how they approach this team fight here.
I'd like for you to notice the change. So there is the fight going to go off in B, but the change that they've done this round already. So Notorious Gal, he picked up the sniper rifle last round. This time they scrapped that. They lost the round. Now that's the bait I was talking about. So they've got their, their aggressor, their all-star shotgunner out the way. He's picked up a power weapon. So if that is a bait from Justice and Prismatic, then that is an absolute that is just a brilliant bait. And this time they've not fallen for it. They've gone in sins. They've sent him in, and what they've done.
Oh, Saki's just going to bounce into his incend there. That reaches quite far from that wall. Very odd. Nonetheless, he falls, and that's just the ticket, perhaps, for them to hold on for now. Respawns around. Ooh. Nice little check from Dancer. Could have been a headshot, but the job is done nonetheless. They have the numbers now, most importantly. 2 dead for MW, the rest just coming off respawn. Bozza should get dropped, outnumbered. That's a sniper gone for MW. This is a very good position now for Prismatic.
Yeah, the best thing that he could have really done there was actually burn the sniper, which he was able to do. So that's something that they don't need to worry about now. So there's no sniper on the map. Well, there's not. At least there's not 2 snipers on the map. So they are in a good situation. They are down a few points, but they'll make them back in just a moment. So the push, as expected, is going to be over towards the B side. They've got 4 people heavy over it. And you know what? I don't actually think that Prismatic are in the best positions to actually defend this.
King Ruben opens things up. Good strong shots sent the way. Notorious holding down that back A level. What Ruben's doing now, just poking with that shotgun. Playing it safe, but there comes Godfax, that star player we're talking about. Stays alive and keeps his player alive, I believe, just for a quick second. Red 9, nice playing for the holding of the shots. Keeps the damage. Very well played indeed. Textbook, if you will. Actually, that's the round going to Prismatic.
Yeah, so that was good. That was fantastic play again from Godfex, and he did what a lot of people in that situation wouldn't do. Okay, so he's got 2 kills. Now, majority of people's normal instinct would be just to fly in there because you can see the cap coming. But he knew he didn't actually have to go in straight away. He waited for his teammate. Now, his teammate went in way too quick, way too aggressive. Could have bounced wide, could have done a lot of different things. But then, unfortunately, Godfex is at 2 great shots after that. It's just unlucky, really, that he wasn't able to pick up the kill. We're now back at 2-2, and they're not smiling anymore.
Yeah. Retro Lance is placed down bottom as well, so very unorthodox swaps coming out from both teams here. Snipers up top, Retro's down bottom. Both can really influence each other, honestly, in terms of the aggression, the passiveness both can provide. Got to keep a close eye, though, on this opening team fight. Let's see how it pans out. Ruben does get the opener. Notorious hiding on the smoke there. Nice incense picked up as well. This could be big for Red 9. Throwing both. No, Callion. Nice little wraparound. Oh, a double shot, and that's incense perhaps a bit timed incorrectly, I think it's safe to say.
Little unlucky there, wasn't it, from Red 9, and Callion's taking it to the face. And now Danny Cruz just fell down. So again, that's this sniper off the map, and they're now pushing again for this free cap.
Red 9, he's got the break. Cap, that's going to force the players into him. I know Jay is just behind. No, he did get taken out, actually. Excuse me. Slowing down for the time being. I love what Red 9 is doing. Dancer actually gets the headshot. That could be the ticket in there. Godfax will get the kill on Red 9, and that will be the nail in the coffin for that push. They're just going to elect to slow it down. Set up. Retro Lancer down bottom, of course. Sniper in the hands of D Dancer. This could be a good setup in terms of the power weapon usage, but already MW breaking out of that one.
Yeah, so they've broken out of what could have been a potential free cap, so they played it right, they played it smart. I don't know if D-Dancer, I know he stopped and picked up the sniper that Notorious Gal drops. Now, if he was there with his team putting pressure on instead of just sitting up there with the sniper, he may have been able to do something, but see if he can do anything now. He's in a 1v1, he's in a 2v1, he's unlucky there, and then Danny Cruz, aka the Notorious Gal, has been able to pick him up, and it's now MW who are in a better position.
Aggressive push through apples, but only a Lancer is in the back of Callion straight away. Boza with a double kill, and Ruben with the overextension just to ensure the triple cap shouldn't come through. He gets lanced out. The score lead is in the favor of Prismatic right now. You'd want them to hold on. Justice only just picked up Snipe, a Retro in the hands of D-Dancer. So they have the tools to slow things down perhaps, but they really need to put some damage on right now. Here comes the triple cap blinking. Dancer lurking around. Does get shot off by Boza. Shut down rather. Here come the kills, and this is building up. Here come the reinforcements for MW. You'd expect them to finish off this round at this point in time. King Ruben only just off respawn. Should be a simple round. Yes, it is. That is the round going to MW. Nice little push. More teabagging as well.
More teabagging. Pretty unforgiving push there at the end for MW, so it appeared that Prismatic overextended and overstayed their welcome over towards their home hill. They was able to get a few kills, and they just piled on the pressure, and basically didn't give them time to breathe when they was coming out of the spawn.
And now MW. MW, they've been winning a lot of team fights up top. They've also been losing a lot, so I don't necessarily agree with placing a weapon or a significant weapon down bottom to change it up too much. Of course, it has been back and forth as the round count shows, but frag grenades there. Got to keep a close eye for that Retro as to how that influences the battle down the barn. But I want to see how many players are sent down for both respective teams to this bottom barn for these frags.
Yeah, so I'm seeing maybe 1, maybe 2 max going down towards those frags. Or saying that, so it looks like Prismatic are going to be sending 2 people down, but MW are going all out for the nades, so I imagine they just want to get the nades, rotate up, clear B out with the frags, and then just move forward from there and keep control until the nades respawn.
I wouldn't necessarily want to see them push home hill either, with a sniper up top in map control and a Retro the other side, as Justice actually got that down. You can see really the effect of map control with these weapons on claimed here. Doesn't get that check. A little bit too late, a little bit too skewed to the aim. Yep, you called it 3. Only one left alive in the form of Godfax. Nades go in though, perfectly timed. Callian drop. There comes Godfax actually. Maybe a little bit early, a little bit too hasty popping out there. That will be the round going the way of Kargan. Definitely a bit more loud this this match than previous casts I've done today. 3-3 now, the end of the first half.
Yeah, so at the end there, so Godfax has done well to get himself 2 kills with the grenades, but then he's just ran forward for no reason. So he's used both his nades, he's got 2 kills, but he had time just to wait. He had time just to sit there. He didn't have to run straight out into a sniper, into 2 shotguns, just not there and then. Wait till they get in the hill, put some Lancer Fire down, wait a few seconds for your team to come back up. He had the time, but he just didn't wait for it. Because I seen Notorious Gao, he was already making his way up towards B before Godfax died, so we could have actually rotated over if that was the case.
Yep, I agree with that one. 4v4 now down bottom. Red 9 takes the opener on that top barn. It's all about these shotgun battles in this area. It's all about this top barn. Always has been since the start of escalation of Gears Esports here in Gears 4. It looks like it's fairly even Stevens now in the numbers department. Saki pushing on the right. King Ruben says no, shuts him down. Notorious left, but he will fall as well. And 10-second respawn timer, regardless of that, they have numbers advantage, and they already have 1 player causing havoc rather. That's Justice.
Yeah, so Justice has gone on, he's got the decap, but he's gone down, so it's not the worst thing in the world. His team are going to temporarily be in a 5v4, but the 2 people are still going to be coming from spawn, so he's not going to be in any danger. But they are going to outnumber them now on the E, so they need to make a choice now. So are they going to fight this a man down? I'm just going to rotate out and wait for Justice to come out of spawn, and we're going to find out now. Oh,
Boz has got the advantage in terms of cover. Not in damage though, he backs off wisely, plays it safe. They have the E-cap, there comes Justice, there's the back A pure from Bozzer, if you will, baited to perfection. Dancer coming through, tries to find Jay. Jay says no, gets that double. And I just see 1 player looking up top. Once again, it's Red 9 being ultra aggressive here. So much Lancer damage, 10-second respawn timer. It's perhaps not wise to push up this far.
No, definitely not. So, yeah, I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the D-cap, but at that stage, it's not really the right thing to do. You're a wasted body there. You've died, you've lost that side of the map. They've ended up coming up to B, so there's going to be now 1v1 for the fight for the control up top. Now, that's an important fight. And then I feel like it was a really inexperienced play from Red 9 just then.
Lovely job from Saki. Finds Justice. Dancer and Callian try to follow up. The Lancer damage seemed to be a bit too strong, though, as Godfax cleans up both kills quite handily. 4 members down as it stands. E-Hill control already secured for MW. Now they're putting their sights straight onto F, and Boz is just wrapped around from nowhere already for that decap. Oh. Justice will fall. Jay is straight down. This will be an MW round. A very good one of that.
Yeah, so they've come through that round pretty unscathed. So they won. Yeah, they won the initial, didn't they? And then they lost the initial, sorry. And then the overextension to try and get the decap. 2
overextensions from Prismatic there, questionable ones.
Yeah.
Each time that 1 life allowed Most Wanted to just keep breaking out and keep applying the pressure and never have to full reset, wait for all the respawns and then push up. I think that costed them in the end.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just down to a few things. I mean, it's like LAN event, you're at LAN, it's also the inexperience of the actual, of some of the players. Like Red 9, I know, I'm pretty sure this is his first event.
I think it could be.
Yeah.
I think it could be. Can't confirm, but I think it could be.
Yeah,
nonetheless, inexperience, it's safe to say.
Yeah.
First or second at most. We see this coming out once again, actually. Straight away, snipes down by Prismatic. Double. This time it is down bottom, but it's, towards the center hill. That's the kind of like the trend here and where they're panning out. You see Jay playing up top. Things a little bit slower now. Smoke's being thrown. Sniper rotated down bottom. Dancer keeps picking that one up. It seems like the team is happy for him to be the elected sniper for this team. Notorious, great body check. Always been a sniper since UE. Great up A to clean up Ruben. That's a deserved double. Dancer left on his lonesome here with Snipe. And he's playing very safe, actually. Rotating up top.
Yes, so the second time they put the sniper down, so it's obviously something that D-Dancer and the team feel that he is good enough. So he is better than whoever is on the other team, where he's better than Notorious Gal with the sniper. So that's obviously the way they see it, and he's going to be able to make more of an impact with the sniper. But I haven't seen any headshots yet as yet with the sniper.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think it's 1 or 2 max, but
there's been a few body shots, but no. What headshots
I think it's
have we
quite
been able to see?
psychological as well, the sniper impact. When you know that's on homes, you have to really, pick your covers wisely and when to push. Notorious, being the usual aggressive self, knows he can get a flank on. Godfex opens things up with damage, not aware just yet. Ruben doesn't turn around quick enough. Finally, Notorious is able to connect with the 2 shots. Callian will find the kill though on Notorious, and I think that's a numbers advantage as well. 1 player wrapping around, it should be a simple 2v1. Notice Dancer is still alive, still with his sniper, so he's played his life quite well and waited for the reset, waited for the next push. I think a triple here as well.
Whoa, listen to the out of nowhere if they're able to pull this off.
Godfex panicked a little bit maybe over the window, as he wasn't sure if his team had the break or not on the back. They do have numbers though. MW are here. Justice on his own. Gets a kill somehow from there. I'm unsure as to how that happened, but nonetheless, the effect is here. Callian gets that kill, pushes in for the kill on Bozza. Now the numbers, now the troops are finally here. They're getting loud. It's 4-4.
And something I'm starting to notice and realise a little bit more. So the teams that actually haven't been playing together maybe as long as other teams. So the core 4 of this NW team, yeah, they've been together for quite a while. It has been on and off, but still have been together for quite a while. And then the Prismatic team, I know they haven't been together for too long, but I'm just noticing that they're just playing a lot more not say carefree, but it's more reckless.
Sure, yeah.
And they're just going for those free caps, even if it's not even the right spot, and they're winning the fights, and that's how they're actually getting the wins.
Notice here, actually, interesting stat. 22 kills for Notorious Gal currently, and he's been, left to pick up the snipe. He's left to be aggressive. I think MW just said, do you. Thank you for stepping in the roster. You just do you, my friend. We're not going to try and control you. And it seems to be paying off, actually, here.
Yes, he's definitely putting up the numbers as expected, but then it comes to a point of the amount of time that he has dead as well. So yeah, he's getting kills, but what have we got time death for him?
205 actually.
205.
So most in the team and most in the game actually, just by a small margin. So yeah, definitely the most aggressive in the game. But that has changed a little bit as Notorious for picking up the sniper, of course. Very good sniper backer in Yui. Does love to pick up that weapon, so not too surprised that he has it. Bozza, meanwhile, does get a kill. Red9 running back to save his life. Nicely done. And he's the only player over at E currently, so you'd expect MW to rotate down and try and get this back. Yeah,
no doubt. They're obviously going to be looking for the fights to try and take here, and I think Ruben's just lost Bozza and he's just a bit confused, so he's just ran to safety. Is that our first snipe headshot from D-Dancer from mid to bottom barn?
I think it could be. Tries to wrap around. That's going to be the kill right there. Dancer does connect, and Saki will fall as well. 2 players left alive. I think that's another kill potential in the middle as well.
And he's gone.
Dancer's still running. He knows it could be a triple cap, taking that snap straight to the D-hill. 2 players here, and Callian will open things up, taking out Notorious. This looks good. It looks promising. Bozza finds an opener just to get up the stairs. I think that's the second as well, but Dancer is there to clean up. And that will be the triple cap coming through. Loudness, and both teams, maybe at least one team standing up as of right now. 5-4 from Prismatic, and I see a little bit of a grin there, Callum, as well, on your face.
It's just
the storyline developing here, I think.
Yes, definitely. It's just funny, isn't it? So we got to see a little bit of the most wanted team when they was winning, obviously all smiles, obviously maybe taking them a little bit too lightly, and well, now we can see what's happening. So basically, from what the looks of it, it's just Danny Cruz, the Notorious Gal, who's just going off by himself. Everyone else seems to be slacking behind a little bit. Now on the Prismatic team, they're all pretty equal, playing together quite a bit more than this Most Wanted team. So if Most Wanted aren't wanting to get upset right here, then they are really going to have to step up their game and start playing together more.
Well, let's see how this initial goes down. Jay just picking up that hammer burst. I believe that was just placed. Incendiaries in hand of King Ruben as well, but it looks like Prismatic don't even need them. Callian with the double at top barn. Bozza and Jay do react with kills of their own. Bozza straight into that incend. Very simple. And Dancer being proactive with that snipe once again. Getting a lot of body shots off, it's safe to say. So not too disappointed actually with this weapon placement. Actually quite happy because, you mentioned it. Notorious is the only one who's getting a lot of kills, but I think I'd rather on initials than, with the snipe playing more passively. Just let him do him, in the purest way.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, yeah, the sniper is, like you said, they are getting a lot of body shots. So they are getting some use out of it, even if it's not like your world star flashy uses, like the way your mentor gets your uses out of the sniper. But yeah, he's definitely still doing work with it, and he's assisting his team very well, because the body shot with an active is still full red. And they're causing a lot of trouble. So I think it's safe to say I did not see them causing trouble. When they went 2-0 up, they're all laugh, they're all smiles. Didn't expect it, but look at this little cheeky overextend from Justice there to get a break on the home hill.
Dancer, another body check, repositioning. Doesn't want to give that snipe control away, but he wants to keep it nonetheless. You can see someone actually pushing the home hill. It's Notorious now. He's trying to stretch his legs. Now he's been a little bit more aggressive. He's got teammates aside as well. Jay's here on hand. Could it be a triple? Nice little up A. Jay predicted one of that. King Ruben will fall, and out of nowhere, MW, they're here to play.
Trying to think now, has every single one near bar maybe 2 been a 3 cap?
Majority of them, it's safe to say. Majority have been triple caps.
It's just a team seeing a weakness and they're literally just preying on it. They're just jumping straight down the enemy's throat, and
I think a lot of opportunities have been handed to both teams as well in positioning.
Yeah.
I think that's apparent straight away from the very start of this map. We mentioned Prismatic actually in one round. 2 overextensions, very questionable. But yeah, it's 5-5. I do believe Notorious should be in this opening team fight. I mean, just looking at that roster, I'm pretty sure they can get, Godfex and Snipe perhaps. Any member, I believe, I trust on that team to be proactive with that snipe, not hold the shots too long, just focus on body checks. And let Notorious abuse that shotgun that's got him as many kills as he has on those team fights, because he's back and forth. And for the most part, Prismatic have been the team that are winning the top bar.
No, yeah, absolutely. Or like you were saying about giving somebody else a sniper. There you go. Bozzy picks it up this round. Or even Jay. Jay's been a sniper since Gears of War 1.
Yeah, for sure. So there you have it. Dance is still on that sniper control. Jay once again with that quick pickup, and it's actually Saki that picks up the inside, not able to get it off as Callion once again a double, a triple. Make that. Can he make it a quad? Notorious. No, he will actually get taken out by the teammate, but the damage is done. Jay is the last man on the D hill, left alone with that hammer burst. Will that slow things down? That's the question. Callion in front. Jay, seeing if he can thin the numbers a little bit. Oh, that's a bit of a chunk. He's going to have to just run for his life. Down and out for now. Triple will be coming through. Even a clap right here. And that was a nice little push from Prismatic. Callion, I tip my hat to you. That is 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds in a row, where he has been the difference maker on these crucial initials.
Absolutely, yeah. And say that you got this time round. So Bozzy picks up the sniper instead of Notorious Guy, but it doesn't seem to have made a difference at all this round. Callion's just ran through. He's bodied one person. He's ran around the corner. He's mental shot the hell out of somebody. He's ran towards the 3rd guy. Redman's taking him out. They just seem, when they're dying, most wanted, when they are dying, they're dying in clumps. So they're not dying 1 at a time, 2 at a time. They're dying in they're dying in packs, if you will.
I think it's back to kind of like the EU trait, right, of Reclaimed. It's so initial heavy that when you lose an initial, it's going to be a triple kill. Yeah. It's always been the case. I've always talked about Fable as being kind of that team that used to do that on this map. Well, it was their favourite before Dam. And I think it's just playing out here between these 2 teams. Once again, Saki's picked up the incense, hasn't died straight away. Notorious, once again, stretching his legs, has got a kill with a shotgun, and Callion is nowhere to be seen to change that up, although he is up top somehow. That's
we've missed the stripe head shot.
Yeah, Dancer's caught that one. Ruben on the move too.
Okay, so King Ruben started off and he's been able to pick up the grenades at the start, which is fantastic. Wasn't even contested for them. One of the grenades that he did, it was just a wild throw, and then the other one, it was just basically a separation grenade. But there's no point in using a grenade to separate them from the team if you're not going to make an active play on it. It's just 2 wastes of grenades, and that's a hefty respawn for them as well. They've not got themselves in a great position, and someone's having to go clutch here. It's King Ruben. Is he able to do anything?
King Ruben will fall. Godfax plays the distance nicely. Only just capping their home hill. Prismatic, Red 9, maybe a little bit of an overextension out of spawn, if you will. So red, but he does get to cover. And Callion and Co are there on hand just to make sure no bad behavior occurs, if you will, with an easy death. Let's bring up the overhead, slowing things down. Both snipes and hamburst on the map, so we always have to remember that whenever a push comes through. A little bit of a push from Justice. Seems like he's a little bit too far up for Dancer and others to really influence that. So that's going to force the hand pretty much of this Prismatic squad to push down bottom.
No, absolutely. Look, I was able to see it on the overhead when you just clicked it up there, and I knew there was a 1v1 over there. The only thing I can assume is that Justice has seen somebody, a Notorious guy with an overextension, is trying to get a cheeky pick off, but he's just left that. He's been able to kill Justice. He's taken out 2 more people, and he's lanced down Red 9. So he's just put in an absolute shift just there as Notorious Gal, and it looks like they're going to be pressuring for this 3 cap.
Stolen the enemy sniper. Looking for that body check, maybe be a bit more proactive. Notorious does get into the action. Godfex with that kill. Not sure, was that a sniper headshot? No, it was a shotgun headshot. Notorious still on board with him, getting a headshot with a shotgun of his own. We are at round 13. They're not over just yet. Composure, clearly from MW. And it's going all the way, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. It's gone all the way. So a big thing to look at for this round now. So what are we going to be seeing down and put down? So we've got Ember being hovered on at the moment, okay? So that's where nades are currently. 2 snipers down, instants down bottom. This for me is going to be a free cap round. So I wouldn't initially. I'd just play straight for the weapons. I wouldn't even move for a hill. I'd send someone home, but then I'd move for these easy weapons. So send someone home who can get the shock. You're going to play heavy on nades, because if you're able to get nades, you're able to control the instance area a little bit more. And hopefully, if King Ruben is able to get the grenades again, like he did at the start of last round, he's not just going to waste them willy-nilly. I hope he actually learned from because nades are massive. They're so important. They are the deadliest power weapon on the map at the minute.
It's certainly a very volatile battle down bottom. I mean, do you go for the quick pickup of the incense and maybe a quick capture? Do you, in risk of the sniper aiming at nades, or do you just go throwing smokes and just try and get that nade control? It's a lot of decisions to be made here, and clearly both teams favouring different approaches as of now.
No, absolutely. But for me personally, it's just if a team wants to funnel into the bottom and I've got grenades, then I'm always going to play for them. Look, and let them funnel into one position. But
someone is overextended. It's
no.
Saki. Could this just be the sneaky triple cap?
Oh.
No, it cannot. The nade comes through. Saki will fall. Panic over just for the time being for Prismatic, as numbers do even out just a little bit. But points is in the lead, and it might tell the tale if things do slow down. The later half of this round, Bozza aiming, not able to get a headshot. Callian just lurking in the middle of the map here, essentially. No man's land, if you're.
Indeed, no man's land. That would have been absolutely. If they had got away with that with all of them alive, that would have been absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, certainly did send Prismatic scampering. Unsure as to what
time
that comes in it. A roll, D-Dancer finds that kill. Trading of shots, both up top and down bottom here. Top on Callian. His shotgun's going to come through. That's Notorious down. That's the hard hitter. Saki and Jay last people alive. Saki, or Jay rather, in no man's land. He's going to get lit up. Not many options but to break, I'm afraid, Jay. He's going to have to move fast. Domination potentially coming in, but an overextension from another player is going to prevent that for now. They just slow it down just for a second. The points are fairly even. But no, Callian is going off. You hear the screams currently. This is a big one. Callian has got the kill on Jay. But they are holding on for now. Somehow it is not a triple cap just yet.
Absolutely, for now. Saki was able to get the cracking overextend while Jay was in all kinds of trouble. He's managed to stay alive for so long, and then he's able to fall. The scream that erupted, maybe a little bit premature from Prismatic, but it was extremely loud. So I'm hoping they're able to carry this out just for their sakes.
D-Dancer has left Callian here in a 1v1.
Oh!
Not sure if I agree with that. Callian, he outplays Notorious. Just got to give it to you straight. One player on the right, a difficult push with the Lance just suppressing that corner. Indeed, it is, and they have the points advantage now. They can slow things down, actual down as well. Nice little shot grenade to split up the players to ensure Saki is stuck, but they can't really collect that unless they try and mantle over, and that's going to be a difficult one. That's what Incense in one hand. This is getting extremely volatile. Boz is going to get taken out. Great Incense from Red9. Here he comes. Saki gets the double nonetheless, and going to spring to life towards this FL. The triple cap potentially coming through, but Saki is going to get there in time nonetheless. So volatile this round right now.
They're actually going for a 3 cap of their own, and I think they're actually set to get it if Kaelin dies. But no. Oh, they are still set to get it. The last person alive is, well, there's 2 people alive. It's King Ruben and
there.
Justice.
They still have the points lead. They just need to slow it down. They just need to stay alive. King Ruben has got his team finally funneling in. Saki is here, though, as well. Bozza with the kill. They're adding up the kills one by one. Notorious is getting thrown into the mix at the F-Hill. They do need to be aggressive. They're losing on points. Notorious, big shotgun fight goes his way. Callian run into the up A. Notorious with a double. That could be it, and it will be indeed. What a conclusion to a fantastic map. 7-6, and look at the show of relief on those faces. Boy, oh boy, what a round. What a finale.
No, it's just crazy. You can see they are actually annoyed. Boz's reaction just says it always just sat there, head back, just thinking, Jesus, like what?
Close.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like obviously they're not expecting that at all. They're not expecting it to be that close in the slightest. Danny Cruz's clearly annoyed. We're notorious
just
gal.
breathe, just slowly breathe. You know, that's all it is. That's all it is. That's all you can do. this point in time.
No, absolutely not. But do you know what?
Disappointment in the other camp, clearly.
Yeah, and you see it time and time again. Losing that 7-6 is so draining on you to lose it. Obviously, winning it, it's got the absolute opposite effects. You win a 7-6, it's like, yes, boom, raise. You know what I mean? You go through the roof. You lose it, it's just meltdown, and you've got to find a way to bring yourself back out.
It often proves to be the biggest hurdle, that first map. But once that's done, when one team drops just a little bit morale and hope of actually beating the opposing team, the other is just, over that hurdle. Nice, let's have a comfortable few rounds on the next map. It can just get out of hand very quickly, momentum-wise. And we're going into Foundation. We've just had the popular map of Reclaimed. Both teams know exactly how to play Foundation as individuals. Question is, how will they do as a team? And I think Foundation could prove a bit more... it always proves to be a bit more complex than Reclaimed. I think Reclaimed is a bit more basic. It kind of teaches teams as such when to overextend, when to rotate. And I think this favours MW as a result. Going into this one.
No, yeah, definitely. Well, you seen that they were playing around the snipers quite a lot, was Prismatic. So they put snipers down on the home hill every time they had a chance, really. Now, snipers, they're not that common to come out quite, as often as that. So like twice on both rotations, it was a bit of a strange one. But if they're doing it on that, then what's stopping them putting them down at the Fountains on Foundation?
True, yeah. I think Reclaimed is one of the maps where you can be extremely proactive with the snipe, just because you can see like a huge portion of it from any position as such outside. Foundation, if you pick it up at Fountains, you can only really look through, the tunnel to Pistons. If not, you have to rotate it far across the map before you can even see the middle. Then at that point, you can only see the middle. You can't see the other two sides of the map. So have to be very careful. If they do go with this sniper placement team, Prismatic, they have to ensure that they're proactive as they were on Reclaimed. Otherwise, MW, they could just out-rotate using that as an advantage.
No, absolutely, yeah. And like what they did, that I thought they may have done in the first instance, they put it down as a bait and they took Danny Cruiser out of the fight. And they won a couple of rounds off the back of doing that. Yeah. And then obviously, then Most Wanted had to change it up. They've had to have him. He's ended the game with 30-odd kills. So that's something that they can look towards. Now, I'm just thinking, the initial push then. So the initial push is going to be down in towards its open, isn't it? So that's where the initial fight's going to be. So we're going to be looking at Notorious Gal. I'm expecting him to be towards the front spawn. You got Notorious Gal, and then I don't know if he's going to be going straight down the mid or if he's going to be going through the B, through B. I'm interested to see where he's going to go and if he's going to be able to pop off. And if he is able to pop off, then is there anything that they're going to be able to do? Because when he was popping off consistently, then they were struggling a lot. But even though he got 34 kills, he did have times where he was slacking. And a lot of the time, that's where these were picking up kills. Now, what I wasn't expecting, but which has happened, is the better team play is actually coming from Prismatic.
At times, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
At times, yeah.
So that's a little bit more confusing to me, because maybe they are missing syntax. And because what I got from playing these guys is they are a very team-based team. They were really drill heavy, and they really punished you for being out of position. And they seemed a lot more shotgun heavy without having his presence there. So maybe they are missing him more than they actually notice now.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Honestly, it was kind of scattered at times, MW, and they were kind of like just going off. They usually do, rhetoric, as it were, on Reclaimed. A few moments of brilliance, but when they lost the team fights, a lot of times they didn't really react well, unless, of course, Prismatic made a mistake on their own. Back to basics, as I was discussing earlier. The overextensions from Prismatic, they were sometimes punished, but yeah, it's all about these basics. That's what it comes down to inherently. What team does it better? And Callion, he produced at least 3 rounds for his team there. That really made a difference. Notorious, equally, he done very well in a lot of initials. But yeah, Foundation, it comes back to it. Team fight, I want to see Notorious in the thick of it.
Yep.
Let's see if he can produce some important shotgun plays. Callion, equally, got to get him in front. And yeah, just as we saw in that previous match, it's going to be all about these initials. It's going to be so important.
No, yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing with it. These initials are some odd. They were banging through rounds. Like that was a 7-6, but that was a quick 7-6.
It was.
That was a really quick 7-6. So the last 7-6 that we did was. It was the last 7-6 that we did. It was the second game, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, either way, essentially, as things slow down, both teams just waiting to change factions. This is a quick game, and I think Foundation could prove to be just as quick. We could tell from their faces earlier. Boy, oh boy, we're Prismatic, deflated, but well, they are, you know. Get a bit more happy. There's a bit more life, you know. They're not that deflated, evidently.
Well,
the coach is just behind, which can certainly make a big impact. Here come MW re-entering the arena, if you will. All players just switching factions and getting ready to go. Some fluids needed for Notorious to get into the next one, evidently. But yeah, predictions. Let's go into this, shall we? I'm going to go on that kind of like the second map syndrome, as I've termed it today, and I think MW will 2-0 this one.
Right.
Due to that result on that first map. I don't think we'll get a 7-6 put our way. I think it's going to go maybe more like a 7-4. 7-4, 7-5 to MW.
Right, see, I'd like to be different and just make it a little bit more interesting. But if I'm just going to be going like solely on instinct, then yeah, it's just, I thought they would win anyway. I thought they would be 2-0, and I thought it'd be quite comfortable, especially the way they started. It's 2-0, they're all laughs and smiles, and then that surely backfired, didn't it? The smiles were gone. They were down 6-5. They were facing a loss on the first map. They were able to just get through it. Now I see the momentum of losing the 7-6 because. Let's get it straight, it sucks. Losing 7-6, losing whatever it used to be 4-3, just losing in general, it just sucks.
We have a first sign on the camera. I knew that was going to come at some point. Not particularly that message. For those who like to read it, anyone seen syntax? Well, there we are. Well, you know, 7-6, it's safe to say, that's not a close score. Well, that is a close score, but not a comfortable score for them.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Have to fight back on that one, but nonetheless, they're going to be a lot happier going into this one. Clearly lit some laughs going into this one. I think I actually spotted Notorious asking for just 2 minutes before this map starts, just maybe like a minute or two ago. But yeah, should be getting into it soon. MW the favourites. If you are just joining us, this is the last map, or maybe not the last map, but the last match definitely of tonight's stream. We will be back tomorrow to conclude this awesome event thus far.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Going so the match, yeah, like you were saying, 7-6 it is very close. Obviously, they're all laughs and smiles now. You know what I mean? They probably put it behind them a little bit, but then I can't see them letting it happen again. To be honest, like you don't want another 7-6. You don't want to go 7-6, 7-6. It's way too close, and it's draining. It's really draining. Regardless if that's the last map of the day or the last match, it still will play on your mind tomorrow. Like how are we letting it get there? They should have been able to wipe it, but I guarantee you, on these kind of emotional players, it's the kind of thing that will stick. As we are loading into Foundation now. So, Toby, what is it that you're mainly looking to see from Most Wanted then, if they're able to take out this victory? So, the initials, you're saying you want Danny Cruiser in there.
It's got to be Danny Cruiser. Perhaps Saki was doing really well at B, especially on the first half. I'd like to see him. Jay, more of the passive player. Why not just let him play home, play it slower? But also, I think it's about Prismatic, to be honest. They're the ones who need to turn up now. I kind of expect Most Wanted to perform as per usual. And with the momentum from the last game, you kind of expect them to go into initials really well.
Yeah.
The question is the other team going to be performing as well as they did last map, or are they going to be a bit deflated? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, hopefully, that's the thing. I'm hoping they're not deflated, because it's not a good thing to see when a map is so close and then the other team just gets destroyed because of how close it was and they've just lost. Experience is the biggest thing that can actually prevent that. Now, I've seen watching the streams of the Pro League last season when MV have gone down and lost the map 7-6. There was one tournament, I can't remember which one it was. I think it may have been Mexico. Is that the one? No, that's the one where they had their best performance. I think it was London, and they lost to Optic in an extremely close game, and they couldn't actually bounce back.
No, that was the kicker, wasn't it? I think they finished third that one.
Which one's that?
London. Probably due to that. Let's be honest, passionate-wise, MV. aka now Echo Fox.
Yes.
They've been known to be very emotional, and that's the one time United really performed. Of course, IC was on that roster at the time. If you're wondering why we're back on these cameras, folks, well, after the the map fly through, we did have a bit of a disconnect, and players are rejoining on a different server, or LAN server, if that makes sense, local area network lobby. But yeah, I think we've kind of echoed everything necessary going into this one. We've kind of set it up as it should be.
Yeah.
Try and get the bracket refreshed on our end, just and kind of give a bit of an update now.
Absolutely.
As it could be concluding soon, the stream, the way MW playing. Of course, if you missed it, Supremacy, they did take out Team Cryptic 2-0. That was the first map, actually, Cryptic dropped to make that. Supremacy yet to drop a map this whole time. Era, Eternity, and Fable, they are in the semi-final, yet to be played out. I think that'll be on stream tomorrow. It could be our first game. Don't quote me on that, but that could be a very, very good one. You can see on your screen now, folks.
That's many people's final, isn't it?
That could be, yeah. That's a big one.
That is a massive one.
And let's point it out, Era Eternity, they dropped a map to Stimulate. You know, Supremacy yet to drop a map. Fable have looked very shaky, safe to say. I've seen it with our own eyes. And so that's something to look out for. Supremacy have done really well. They've had a good Saturday, it's safe to say, and they can go to bed, have a nice early sleep now as the matches are finished early. They've done so well in the winners bracket, and look towards tomorrow with their heads held high.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And those Supremacy boys, they will go to bed. They will get themselves a proper night's sleep, should I say? Might be a nice sleep. We might have to good judge, but
both.
they
I think so.
for both, yeah. Because I know how they are business. Those French gentlemen, they are business when it comes to this. They don't tend to waste their opportunity. Now they're looking to win their first LAN